All right, let's get a move on then and focus in on earnings. Team Lease came out with its numbers earlier today, and you had their overall profits coming in at about 19.6 crore versus a loss. They had the revenues at about 1349 crore rupees and margins coming in flat at 1.9%. Joining in on the show right now, we've got with us Mr. Dathi, is the CFO at Team Lease Services. Good to have you on board. Many thanks for joining in. Let's just talk about what the quarter has been like for the company in terms of a turnaround that you've witnessed, and if you could take us through your operational performance.
Thank you. Firstly, this is Ramani Dathi, not Ramesh Dathi. Yes. So regarding the current quarter performance, we have a very good quarter. So we initially gave estimates that we would be closing the year with the headcount of last year's, but we have managed to post a 4% growth on a year-on-year basis. So over the last two quarters, Q3 and Q4 put together, we have added headcount of about 32,000 across our staffing and NetApp businesses. And during this quarter in specific, we have added about 16,000 net headcount addition, with a revenue growth of 5% and PBT growth of 3%. Overall, all of our staffing businesses in terms of their revenue run rates are back to pre-COVID levels, and our non-staffing businesses have grown 20-25% year on year. So this is a very good indication in a year of COVID. Especially our RegTech, EdTech and other HR Tech businesses have performed well. In staffing businesses, we have seen consolidation happening with large players and formalization of jobs and more variabilization from client side in terms of employee costs, with more preference towards temp jobs. And overall, the outlook is also looking positive for our business and for the job market in general, barring this quarter with a slight tepid impact on the growth on headcount and volumes.
Ms. Ramani, apologies for that. I just wanted to understand as well what the outlook is when it comes to the formal staffing industry. We have seen the adverse impact of the second wave taking place, and now it seems like things are falling into place. The economy is gradually opening up. Labor laws as well seem to be simplified. So what is the outlook on the overall formal staffing industry in your view?
So as I said, the outlook is looking very positive, especially industries like e-commerce, BFSI, consumer verticals, telecom. So these are giving us the maximum volumes in terms of headcount growth. But Q1 in particular, because of the second wave of COVID, could be a little flattish in terms of revenue, in terms of headcount growth. But for the rest of the year, we strongly believe that the sectors that I have mentioned, e-commerce, BFSI, consumer, and other verticals, are expected to give us a very good growth, same as last two quarters. And there are few segments and industry verticals which are yet to recover, like retail, tourism, hospitality. These are some of the industry verticals which are yet to recover, and we believe that these sectors will take instant headcount.
And how is it that you actually see hirings pan out in the next few quarters? Could we see a big jump up, given that, it was quite tempered up until from, ever since the start of the pandemic to now?
Yes. Now, with the vaccination drives are also picking up, we expect a ramp up in the hirings across all industries. And we have seen that kind of ramp up in last two quarters, as I said, in the hirings across all industries. And we have seen that kind of ramp up in last two quarters. As I said, in Q3, we have added 16,000 net headcount, and Q4 also we have added 16,000 net headcount. And we believe that the same kind of trend can be continued for this year as well.
Sure. Is the cash on your books and the operating cash flows adequate to meet the debt servicing obligations? Just wanted to understand that bit about the quality of your books.
We are a debt-free company, so we don't have any debt on our books. So we are currently sitting on a free cash balance of about 250 odd crore, and during the year our operating cash conversion also has improved significantly. So we had a 330% cash conversion during the year. That also includes almost 200 crore of tax refunds that we received. But even if I exclude the tax refunds, on a pure operating basis, our cash conversion is at 180%, and we continue to accumulate cash balances on a quarter-on-quarter basis, given the fact that we are an asset-light and less working capital-intensive business. So we will be using the cash reserves mostly for organic and inorganic growth with a more aggressive approach towards staffing businesses and other ancillary services.
Apologies on that debt reduction bit. Yes, indeed. Good to have you on the show. Thank you so much for taking the time out.
Thank you.
Ms. Ramani, good speaking with you. Let me quickly take stock.